welcome to this year's annual Band Bonanza. My name is Mr. Kincaid. I'm the 9th and 10th grade band director here at the high school. Just a quick, brief introduction before we get to the elementary school. There's something special about the band that's up here right now. If you look very closely, you'll notice some students look a little too old to be on this stage. And we decided this year that it would be a fun new tradition to start, where our seniors would join the 5th graders for their portion of the performance. So, seniors, perhaps you remember when you were in this very seat. Parents, perhaps you remember when they were this size. And now, of course, they will be leaving in the next few months. So we are very, very happy to have them up here, very proud of their accomplishments. Parents of 5th graders, I'd like you to just stop and think for a moment. These will be your kids. Okay? And before you know it, they're going to be up here with the 5th graders. Okay? So I'm going to introduce now Miss Marilia Riva Andrade, our director of the elementary school band.
I'm going to talk a little later. I just want to get to the music. While I let my percussionists in the back get set up, thank you for coming out tonight. My name is Marilia Riva Andrade. I am lucky to be the band director at Cherry Lane, and I've also had the pleasure of working with the after-school Montebello students this year, which is very exciting to know almost every band student in 5th grade, which is really fun. I'm going to give a little shout out in the back as well to Miss Donna Guglielmo, who's been doing it during the day in Montebello, filling in, and also we have Miss Allison Meyer, also wrangling percussion in the back, kind of helping out. Yeah, absolutely. One super quick tidbit, I was at the first Suffern Band Bonanza as a student, and now here I am, and so I don't have to tell you how amazing this music department is. I think you can all witness that. So thank you so much for coming. Here is our elementary schoolers' final song of the night. Just gonna let one friend fix her flute while she's here, just so you know. If anyone likes pirate music, you're in for a treat. My students know that I love pirate music. Yeah, we know. You know, the middle schoolers know too. Middle schoolers know I love pirate music. All right, here we go. Marching Band drumline. I'm a senior saxophone player in the band, and I'm also the co-drum major of Suffern's marching band. And our lovely drum line just played. They were awesome. They're not here anymore, but like... Thank you all so much for coming out tonight and supporting our program. I hope you enjoyed it so far, and I hope you're going to keep enjoying it. So I'm just going to be speaking a little bit about my experience in the Suffern Marching Band and Suffern's music department as a whole. I could really speak about this forever, but I'll try to keep it brief. So the Suffern Marching Band comprises students from 6th to 12th grade, and really anyone can join, even if you don't play a band instrument. There's a place for you in the drum line. Again, they just performed and they were great. We have a couple of string players actually who learn cymbals to be in the drum line, for example. And there's also the color guard who wave around the really pretty flag. Sometimes you see them at the parades and such. So the marching band plays at a lot of home football games and several community parades throughout the year, in addition to participating in band competitions across the state. We work hard and we have a lot of fun too. So I definitely recommend it to any of you out here, 6th, 7th graders. Anyhow, joining marching band has, no joke, changed my life. I actually wanted to quit playing my instrument in 7th grade, but I wanted to see if marching band would change my mind, and it did. I really loved being challenged by both the music we were playing and the discipline of performing in the parades and competitions, but the part I loved most was the community. I never felt so welcomed into a group, and I got to connect with so many wonderful people. For so many people, including myself, marching band has been their introduction to the wider community of Suffern music, and I can only imagine how many others like me are grateful they stayed around to join it. I
like to think of people like kaleidoscopes, and all the colorful fractals inside are all the traits and values we've collected from the people we've met over the years and the experience we've had. I owe so many of those vibrant pieces of my life and identity to my time in Suffern music, which could only happen because I joined the marching band, which I only stayed in because of the welcoming and enthusiastic atmosphere created by the directors and encouraged by the members. It's truly so important to have people who believe in you, who fully believe in you, and you will find those people here in the Suffern Music Department. We achieve an incredible amount at Suffern Music. We perform for hundreds of people a year, we regularly win trophies and honors, and we produce musicals that receive standing ovations every night. But I think the most valuable part of being a musician here is really the experiences that we have and the people that change us for the better. There's truly something for everybody in this big, beautiful ecosystem of artistry we are so lucky to have within our community. Being a musician sets us up for success in so many ways. There's of course so much to be learned through discipline and teamwork in music, but it also gives students a leg up in the college applications process. Those of you in juniors this year, stay safe. I know a lot of people who have been tempted to drop band and take another AP course, but colleges don't just want strong academics, they want people with vibrant interests and personalities. And being part of music programs goes a long way towards giving applications that extra splash of personality. That's not just from me, it's advice from college admissions officers and guidance counselors across the world. And testimonials from people I know who are attending top colleges next year in our bands. Participating in Suffern music has literally changed the trajectory of my life. The leadership experiences I've had in band helped me realize that I want to become a music teacher, which is what I'm going to be studying to do next year at Boston University. All in all, I'm really grateful to the band directors across the district for creating spaces where students as young as 3rd grade can find joy and pride in their musicianship, and for serving as my gateway to the family and purpose I've found in Suffern's music department. It fills my heart to see all the people here who have the chance to take advantage of those same opportunities that have enriched my life so much, and I sincerely hope you all do. Thank you.
while we have our transition here for the seating, I just wanted to say a few quick words before the 7th and 8th grade play. Hopefully, you're already seeing the progression that these kids make. It's absolutely incredible. They start off in 4th grade. What we just heard the 6th graders perform is absolutely phenomenal. And as we go along through the years, you're going to notice that the quality of the music just keeps on improving as the kids improve. 8th graders, when you guys come up to work with me next year in 9th grade, you're going to notice that the skills that you have now, you're going to take with you, and then we're going to add to them. We're going to add a ton to it. Parents, whatever you hear this evening, just remember this, it's a continuation of the journey that they're all on. I encourage every single one of you to keep music in your life at least through high school. We have seniors every year who come to us and they say, you know what, I quit my instrument back in middle school or even elementary school. I really wish I had stuck with it. It seems like something I would have really enjoyed. Of course, I always feel bad when I hear that, and I know that they're right. They would have enjoyed it. They would have definitely fallen in love with it some more. So I encourage parents, when your child has that moment where they're just like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore, help them stick it out, okay? Whether it's contacting one of us or Mrs. McCarter to help with that journey and keeping it on, whether it's just having a little heart-to-heart with them about why you think music is important for them. Anything that you or we can do to help your kids continue this musical journey is something that we would love to do for you, okay? So, we appreciate all the support that you guys give us. Parents, you're the ones who either rent the instruments or get in touch with us so we can provide you with an instrument. You get them to rehearsals, you pick them up from rehearsals, you come to concerts, you make sure they get to the concert if you can't stay. And we appreciate all that here at Suffern, because the Suffern Music Department is not just the teachers, it's not just the students on stage and in the pit, but it is you guys as well. So we thank you very much for all of your support through the years, whether you're just starting this journey or you're a parent of a senior. Thank you very much. Lastly, I'm going to describe what you're seeing on stage here. We have the grades 9 through 12 bands sitting on stage, along with some 6th graders. And then in front of us, of course, we have the 7th and 8th graders. When they are done, we're going to jump right into the 9th and 10th grade performance, the high school performance, and then our Avengers performance. So sit back, enjoy the final part of our concert, and again, thank you so much for your support and coming out this evening.
And I just wanted to introduce myself quickly. My name is Mrs. Madeline McCarter, and this before you is the combined 7th and 8th grade band. I'll just say that it's a joy every day working with your children, so thank you for sending them to me. I feel so lucky that I get to make music with them every day. Enjoy Viva La Vida!
many years ago now? Really? It happened the same within a week? That's crazy. Someone's doing that to the school. That's hilarious. How do you have knowledge of buildings Catholic? Have you done work before?
We're just dealing with a chair and stand situation. We're almost ready to go. Okay.
I imagine it's not level too there, so. Yeah, right.
Okay, moving right along. I'm Randy Schwartz. I'm the director of the Suffern Marching Band, one of the directors of the Suffern Jazz Band, and along with Mr. Kincaid, and the director of the Suffern High School Fall Play and Spring Musical. My day job is as the director of the 11th and 12th grade symphonic band. I'd especially like to welcome all the first-time parents of our 5th graders. This night is a special way to project into the future to see how your children will advance through the years in the band program at Suffern Central. As you have listened to each band, I hope you've imagined it is your child playing in each ensemble and improving over the years. Music is hard. Improvement is gradual and sometimes too gradual for some. But trust the process and you will be blown away at the significant leaps your children will be making over the years, just as the parents of this year's seniors who are sitting with you. Seated behind me are members of the 9th and 10th grade concert band and the 11th and 12th grade symphonic band. As members of the band program, these students have the additional opportunities to play in many small ensembles. Our brass choir, our jazz band, our symphony and pit orchestras, the varsity and select choirs. Students can also take AP Music Theory. Juniors and seniors in these groups can also qualify for membership in our Music Honor Society, which we just had our induction last week. As for the academic successes of the high school band students, Mr. Kincaid and I have the privilege of teaching some of the highest achievers in the school with most of the students in the top of their classes. Band students are able to take many AP classes and electives while staying in band. I'm going to ask the students up here, if you have taken at least one or more AP classes, please raise your hand nice and high. Okay. If you play a school sport or participate in a school club, please raise your hand nice and high. We always say here at Suffern High School and the Suffern Music Department, this is a music and program, not a music or program. We love that we have such multi-talented, smart, and active students. In fact, you'll see some of them with their jerseys on right now because they came right from practice. Could the seniors please just stand up for a second? Seniors, please stand up. This is my favorite tradition of the year, celebrating our seniors' achievements. Students from this year's music graduating class have been accepted to this impressive lineup of schools alphabetically. This is amazing. American University, Bentley University, Binghamton University, Boston University, Brooklyn College, Bryn Mawr College, City College of New York, Dominican, Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, Fairfield, George Washington, Georgetown, Georgia Tech, High Point, Hofstra, Hunter College, Iona, Ithaca College, James Madison University, Lehigh, Lehman College, Lewis and Clark, Manhattan, Montclair State, Mount Holyoke, Muhlenberg, New Haven, New York Institute of Technology, Northeastern, Ohio University, Pace University, Penn State, Princeton, Purchase College, Queens College, RCC, Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, Rochester Institute of Technology, Rutgers, Sacred Heart, Scranton, Seton Hall, Stony Brook, SUNY Cortland, SUNY Fredonia, SUNY Geneseo, SUNY New Paltz, Swarthmore, Syracuse, Temple, Trinity, UMass Amherst, Albany, Buffalo, Connecticut, Delaware, Hartford, Maryland, Michigan, New Hampshire, UPenn, Pittsburgh, University of Rhode Island, University of Rochester, University of South Carolina, University of Vermont, Villanova University, and Virginia Tech. And we have a hand for that. I would also like to congratulate all the parents of these seniors on their wonderful children. Thank you for all your years of support and encouragement of music in your children's lives. Sorry for speaking so long about my students, but I have taught them, some of them, for upwards of 6 years and I'm very close to them. And I'm so proud of all their achievements and that they enhanced their schooling by choosing to remain in the band program through graduation. Mr. Kincaid and I can't wait to have you 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th graders up here celebrating your musical journey and your graduation in the next few years. And now back to the music. We hope you've enjoyed hearing the evolution of the Suffern Central Band student. The symphonic band will be performing a piece we played a couple of years ago, but it's one of our favorite pieces to play. It's Spain by the jazz great Chick Corea. It features two of our graduating seniors on the tenor saxophone, Rachel Bruno and Lillian Smith. Enjoy. And now it's time for our grand finale.